Fast Iranian boats, operated by Iran's Revolutionary Guard, cutting across the bow of the USS Abraham Lincoln, closing distance, testing nerves, testing reactions. These boats have repeatedly harassed the aircraft carrier, executing dangerous crossing maneuvers directly in front of it. In several incidents, Iranian craft approached to less than 500 yards, coming dangerously close to one of the most powerful warships on Earth. Even more concerning, U.S. officials report attempts to interfere with flight operations, timing close passes to coincide with fighter jets taking off or landing. That is not symbolic. That is one of the most hazardous actions possible at sea, and it didn't stop there. After entering the Gulf, the guided missile destroyer USS Delbert Black was aggressively shadowed by Iranian patrol boats. Weapon systems were left uncovered, crews visible, posture unmistakable. U.S. officers described it as direct intimidation. Meanwhile, in the Strait of Hormuz, smaller U.S. ships, like the USS Canberra, reported Iranian fast boats racing in tight circles around them at high speed. Not attacking, but measuring response times, studying behavior, gathering data. This is no longer routine patrol behavior. So the question becomes unavoidable. How long before one of these encounters goes wrong? The White House response was immediate and blunt. President Donald Trump publicly reiterated his standing order to destroy any Iranian vessel that interferes with the freedom of navigation of U.S. Navy assets. Not disable, not escort away, destroy. Because when both sides believe they are enforcing red lines, reaction time shrinks to seconds. And this is the environment in which the United States has now positioned a major naval force near Iran. In response to rising tensions, the United States has quietly assembled a powerful naval presence in waters surrounding Iran. At least 10 U.S. warships are currently operating in the region. This includes 1 aircraft carrier, 6 guided missile destroyers, and 3 littoral combat ships. This is not a symbolic deployment. It is a layered, combat-ready force capable of sustained operations across air, sea, and land domains. And at its center is a ship designed not just to fight, but to dominate. The Abraham Lincoln, a Nimitz-class aircraft carrier, is operating in the Arabian Sea within operational range of Iranian territory. This ship alone carries the combat power of a small air force. Its air wing includes F-18 Super Hornets for strike and air superiority, but also something far more significant: F-35 Lightning II stealth fighters. These 5th-generation aircraft are designed to operate inside contested airspace, evading radar, detecting enemy sensors, and sharing real-time targeting data with the rest of the fleet. They don't just drop weapons, they see the battlefield before anyone else does. From the Abraham Lincoln, the U.S. Navy can launch precision strikes, conduct electronic warfare, or maintain constant combat air patrols, all while remaining mobile, unpredictable, and heavily protected. Which raises a critical question: is this carrier here simply to deter, or is it already positioned for rapid escalation? Encircling the carrier is a formidable group of at least 6 Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyers. These ships are equipped with the Aegis combat system, one of the most advanced naval battle management systems ever developed. They can detect, track, and engage aircraft, drones, cruise missiles, and ballistic missiles, often simultaneously. Their vertical launch systems can fire Tomahawk cruise missiles, capable of striking hardened targets deep inland with precision. In simple terms, these destroyers mean that Iranian military infrastructure is already under constant threat, without warning and without escalation beyond naval presence. But they also serve another role: protection. If Iran were to attempt missile launches, drone swarms, or fast boat attacks, these destroyers would be the first line of defense. Fast, automated, relentless, and once engaged, there is no half response. Closer to the coast, 3 littoral combat ships add another layer to the deployment. These ships are optimized for shallow waters, narrow straits, and asymmetric threats, exactly the environment Iran favors: fast attack craft, naval mines, swarm tactics. The littoral combat ships was built to counter all of them. Their speed and maneuverability allow them to operate where larger ships are constrained, responding quickly to harassment or probing maneuvers like those already reported in the Strait of Hormuz. Their presence sends a clear message: the U.S. Navy is not just prepared for high-end warfare, but also for the dangerous gray zone in between. Against Iran's fast boats, U.S. warships are layered with defenses designed to react in seconds. Heavy deck guns and multiple crew-served machine guns cover close-range threats, while automated systems like rapid-fire close-in weapon systems stand ready as a last line of defense. Beyond that, short and medium-range missiles can engage targets long before they get dangerously close. Helicopters and armed aircraft overhead extend that defensive bubble even further, tracking and deterring hostile boats from miles away. In theory, a single fast boat would never reach its target, but when several approach at high speed from multiple directions, the margin for error narrows fast. Above the ships, the U.S. is maintaining relentless situational awareness. P-8 Poseidon maritime patrol aircraft are flying extended missions over the Gulf, tracking Iranian vessels, monitoring submarine activity, and scanning for missile launches. Combined with drones and other intelligence platforms, the result is near-continuous surveillance. Very little happens on or above the water without being seen, logged, and analyzed. This level of awareness can stabilize a crisis, but it can also enable very fast military decisions, because commanders no longer need to guess what is happening. They already know. And that means if escalation comes, it will come quickly. Officially, Washington insists this deployment is about deterrence, about protecting navigation, about pressuring Iran back toward negotiations. But deterrence only works when both sides believe the other is willing to act. Right now, U.S. warships are operating under constant harassment. Iranian crews are pushing closer. Political rhetoric is sharpening. This is how pressure builds, not with dramatic declarations, but with repeated encounters, mounting tension, and shrinking margins for error. And the waters near Iran are becoming very crowded. The final question is the most unsettling one of all. Is this naval buildup preventing a war, or positioning forces for when one begins?